Okay. Well, today at noon, the flip version of the magazine and the podcast are going to be live. I sent out last night, all of a sudden it occurred to me, I sent out a PDF version of the magazine to the people that are on my list, because some of them have been on for a very long time. And I wanted to do something special. So I gave them that copy before the launch, so like a pre-launch copy. But anyway, today people will be able to access the podcast and the magazine. I have decided to make this a monthly magazine. This first issue may contain more than the next issues will, depends on how it all goes. But today I kind of wanted to go over some of the foundational things about what I'm sharing and hoping and wishing for. And that is, it's connected to the one rule. Last week I was looking through the scripts for other shows, Zoom shows, and I came across one where it was just an outline, but I probably made a slideshow out of it. And it says to let the one rule do the heavy lifting. That kind of means when you're using the one rule, and the one rule, of course, is finding agreement. That takes first choosing to find agreement, that when there's an issue of any sort, that the first thing that you do is you get clear on the issue, and then you start figuring out what solutions are going to work for everybody involved. So that actually is one of the things on this list, that is that using the one rule makes you, I guess, I don't want to say makes you, but it guides you to being solution oriented instead of problem oriented. A lot of people are problem oriented, and that doesn't really get you to a solution. And to find agreement, you're going to have to get to a solution. So just deciding to use the one rule helps that happen. It, of course, helps you resolve differences harmoniously because you are coming to an agreement. Like if the three of us here had some issue and we decided to use the one rule, we would be coming to some agreement. But the other thing that it does is it actually prevents conflict, because when coming to an agreement is really kind of the opposite of conflict. So when you are committed to finding something that works for everybody, that is, that in itself prevents conflict, because instead of going into feeling like and thinking like you have to fight for what you want, you go into, well, you know, what can we come up with that works for all of us? And so in order to do that, everybody has to be clear on what's important to them. And actually, though, I was just realized that as you go through the process, if you're not clear, you will become clear on what matters to you and what doesn't. Another thing, another benefit of the one rule, which is the foundation of everything that I'm putting out now, this Zoom show, the book I finished recently called The One Rule to Raising Happy Kids, and now this magazine and the podcast. This is the foundation. That's kind of why I wanted to go over some of these benefits. The other thing that using the one rule does is it I wrote down the hold space. That means that in my thinking, I am allowing for whatever is important to me, but I'm also allowing whatever is important to you, like to you, Leslie, to you, Batool. So that, and we're each doing this because we're all working on using the one rule. Instead of situations where I'm either, there are two possibilities. I'm saying, well, what I want doesn't really count. It's unimportant. You just have it the way you want. And I'll just go with it. Now, sometimes that might be okay, as long as I'm being true to myself. But it seems like that approach tends to be more common with women. But the other approach, yeah, the other approach is, I'm going to get what I want and I don't care what you want. I mean, what does that say to somebody? It does not value them. It does not, and I'm realizing right now that person feels, I mean, they've probably felt that that's what they have to do to get what they want. It could be that somebody in their life modeled it for them as they were growing up, and they took that on, that like, oh yeah, when I'm grown up, this is how I do it. Or they practiced all during their childhood, so they're really good at it. But with the one rule, everybody gets the space of what's important to them. And the thing is that I have found a couple of things, actually. One is that children do this so easily. once this is presented to them, they run with it. It's like almost like, oh yeah, we can do it this way. And it's way more fun. So anyway, and one of the other benefits of and one of the reasons it works is because it's totally flexible. It's one rule. The rule part is not flexible. The rule is we find agreement. But the agreement part of it, the bulk of it, the actual reality of it is very flexible depending on who needs what. Because I may have thought that I needed something right now, but it turns out, 5 minutes from now would be fine, or tomorrow would be fine, or actually, oh, I didn't know I could do that. That's even better than what I originally thought of and was going to fight for. So the one rule helps all of that happen. Now, the other thing, and I wrote this out in the Facebook group. And I kind of consider it, well, it's one of the most important benefits of using the one rule. And that is that kids always feel loved. I didn't realize that aspect of it until I received a letter from someone. This was a long time ago, and the one rule didn't exist in the form and the name of the one rule, but it did exist in what I shared and what I wrote in my first book, Parenting for the New Millennium. Anyway, I got a letter from someone who she had gotten a book herself. She said she wanted to use it to help her with her 2-year-old. And she recommended her mother to get a book, and her mother sent for a book. And this young woman wrote to me that because her mother had used the book with her sister who still lived at home, her sister was able to stop going to therapy because she finally felt loved. And as I thought of this, I realized that, of course, her mother had loved her whole life, but the way she was interacting with her didn't make her daughter feel loved, but now she felt loved. And to me, that is one of the most important aspects of using the one rule, is that children grow up feeling that way. Instead of, because you can imagine, if they're involved in the decisions in their life, and they get to have their input, and they get to be considered, and they get to be part of the decision if they want to be. It's only going to make them feel good, and they're going to develop skills for getting along with other people, skills for being clear in themselves about what's important to them. And I think really important, maybe essential, maybe without it, it can't happen, peace building skills. So now, one thing that came up with all of this, okay, in the past, my focus, I came up with the concept of the power of respect. And so if you look at any of my older work, it's going to have that, or positive respect, which is a more recent term I came up with. And another thing was, which is connected with this and the one rule, and I was going to tell you a little about the book, is that the concept of adults first, that the adults are the model. So the adults use the one rule first and model it and explain it to their children, but always keep in mind that they are the models, and if they want this to work, they need to keep at it. Okay, were you gonna say something, Batool?
Yeah, I just first wanted to congratulate you for the launching of your magazine, and all the work which you have done so far and you are doing. I really appreciate the way you are working towards the one rule, because one rule is just not a statement, it's action basically. It's related with the action. You just don't say it, you apply it in your life, you
Yeah.
implement that. And that is really uh, a very powerful thing. And so far, I have witnessed all the talks, conversations, and practicals also. If we see that one rule is really going to go far and is going to expand more and more and going to get more things into it. And this magazine obviously will be a good source of reaching messages towards those people who don't get too much time to read the books. So
Right.
they can read the magazines, and they are even going to get views of different writers in it, and
Yes.
in that whoever is writing, and they can give the feedback and the reviews. I really wish that every month this keeps on going and your magazine progress, and so you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Karen. It was
Thanks.
very nice. I wasn't able to open it on my phone, and I'm having computer problems, but I'm sure it looks fabulous.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
there's today at noon, there's I put together a flip version. It is I think it's fun. I mean, you've seen those, right? Where it
No.
flips pages.
Oh,
You'll
yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. You can turn the
have you,
pages.
yeah, have you ever played with it?
That's fun. That's really fun.
Nice.
Anyway, so yesterday, I I uploaded it into this site, and I went through and I looked at all the pages. Everything looked good, and then I got to the end and I realized, oh no, there's no back page to the magazine. So that was part of what I attended to yesterday. Was
Wow, you're amazing. You've learned to do so much, Karen. Incredible.
Yeah.
well, the
Really
other
amazing.
thing was I have a lot of links that go back to my website, but there was no way I would click on the link when I went through to check it, and I clicked on the link and it went to my website, and there was no way to get back to the magazine. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And so I just put it out that that I wanted a solution for this. And also the back page, I wanted something that I felt good about anyway. And because I didn't have anything, I hadn't planned for it. And the back page is actually the inside and outside. Anyway, so it took me till the evening before a solution came. Well, actually, I think the solution came to me earlier, but it was like, oh no, do I have to do that? But actually, once I started doing it, it was easy. And I figured out a way to do it. It's not like orthodox or anything, but it's not a way that people can do if they want to. So, and I'm really happy with the back page. So at noon, this will go live. And I uploaded 3 podcasts, and they will also go live at noon. My time, our time.
Right.
Not yours, Batool.
Yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
I understood. It will be my 1 a.m. My 1 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was just thinking that it's 1 a.m. I'll keep that in my mind. But it will be there, right? It won't go away. Even after live, it won't go away. It will be there. I can watch that later.
No. Everything will be there. Yeah. So I'm going to figure out how to embed the flip version. I'd like to be able to send it out to people and have it on my website. So, but I'll have to figure that out. Right now, I think I'm just going to get a URL and I can send that out to people. And I could put the URL I can put on Facebook and other places that I have.
That's amazing.
I was going to I was going to do a short video for the book Batool. And so that's in my mind because, well, I'm going to bring some things up right now. And that is that, okay, the book actually started with the training. And I did have something that I'd written up about the one rule, but, and this book is the one rule to raising happy kids. And I did have what was called the first chapter. And it was something that I would give out to people who signed up with me. But I didn't have a book. So I designed a course based on all the information that I had at the time of the one rule. And then the idea of combining it with that first chapter and making it into a book occurred to me. And so I looked at the 2 most significant books that I have. One is the Parenting for the New Millennium, and the other is Good Parents, Good Kids. And they're both on Amazon. I'm going to put this, the One Rule to Raising Happy Kids on Amazon too, but I haven't done it yet. Anyway, so I went through them and I extracted what I felt would be most helpful for people to actually use the One Rule. And I created the book out of that and that first chapter and whatever else I had written on the One Rule and put it all together. So there's the book first and the training. But then when I thought I had finished it, just like the magazine, I had forgotten the back cover, that it needed a back cover. So with the book, I hadn't specified about relating to 2-year-olds and babies and all of that. And so I had to do a rewrite on the book to include that information. And it could be that as I go along, things like that will happen. And I will be having to put out new information for people who already have the book. But really, I mean, the information is helpful. It's not that it isn't, but really, if you commit to using the One Rule, if you commit to finding agreement before you act on solutions, you don't really need a lot of information beyond that. It is, as I say, it is helpful. And but I remember when this whole thing really got started in a profound way is I just vowed, I vowed to my children that I would not try to force them to do anything they didn't want to do, and kept that vow. And so it's kind of like the One Rule that only, I mean, that was a kind of a negative way of looking at it. The One Rule is purely positive. So
It's really fun working towards the One Rule and learning a lot, I believe, and helping families create harmony amongst themselves, especially at this time when everyone is facing this pandemic situation. At this time, this topic really works well to gather the family together because they have a quality time at that time to spend time amongst themselves a lot. And this is a very good time to apply One Rule in the families as well, because limited outgoings are there, limited, hanging out and all these things, I believe, is there right now due to COVID. God save everyone from this. But this is a very good time in which, if you see the positive phase of COVID, that people are spending time together now in their homes, not going hanging out and, trying to save rather than spend too much and whatever. So this is a very good time to understand each other and apply this One Rule. And I believe the more work they are going to read, the better knots will be opened. Their knots, like, they will be able to solve their problems.
right.
They will be able to cater, and they have a chance to talk to you whenever they want. They can come to you. You always do this on Tuesdays. They can join that. They can request that. They can write an email. They can write the review.
Yes.
So that even we will get to know that how it is being implemented, and if someone is facing any problem, so maybe we also learn a new thing while resolving that problem, because every family is different and every situation is different.
Right.
Right. I think the biggest challenge is to get people to buy into it.
True.
The biggest challenge is to get people to start to try it, to be willing to sit down together and let's try this new thing. because people tend to be very stuck in what they do. I'm talking about more the parents. The children probably would go along with it if the parents were
that's
bought into it. Yeah.
That's why this idea, I don't think anybody knows about it except us, Batool.
I agree.
It's the best kept secret.
But now we can bring that out too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, people are trying to find all different ways to create harmony and peace in the family. We talked about PET, and I'm sure there's the nonviolent communication, and all these things that take a lot of understanding and training. But your method is very simple. Yes. But it takes people to be willing to agree to it. So that's the challenge.
I know the thing. Okay, the thing. Okay, when what I call the one rule now, when that took form with those two little girls on the swing, and it came into me because they weren't getting it, just like you said. The people aren't. They need to get it in order for this to happen. Okay, what made at least one of the little girls get it enough so that this happened was when it came into me, like, to say this, because I hadn't planned it out. I thought they could go with this other thing I was doing with them, conflict resolution program. And and that was that you are each important, right? Like, you're important. And in this case, I'm important if we're working on something together.
Right.
And that is really the essence. Are the parents willing to say, you are not important? Because that is what they're doing.
I like that.
When they choose not to do the one rule, they are saying, when they choose to have power over their children, to rule their children, they are saying, you are not important.
Right.
Are they willing to do that? And I don't think consciously they would want to do that. They would, of course, say, of course they're important. You're very important to me. But so I think that's like a turning point, a possible avenue into, and that's one reason I it's not required, but I think it's helpful. It's like one of those support things that because if you can commit to the one rule, I think that the results that come are what's going to fuel going on with it, because you'll see how enjoyable it is, how easy it is.
Our show is coming live on Facebook, and I've shared that also in the group. I just saw that. I'm so excited. Yeah, I shared that on your Happy Kids site. So people are watching, I believe. Wow. They're listening to you. I just saw that. So just wanted to let you know I shared it on your group. And it was coming live in your face. So now you can deliver your message. Congratulations once again for launching your magazine, so other people can hear that.
Yeah, I figured when it was suggested that I do this, I figured, they're going to be, like you were saying earlier, there are going to be people who don't have the time or interest to read a book, even though it's short. I mean, there's 92 pages in that book. lots of pictures and real short paragraphs and chapters, and the training is about half of it. So, but there's still going to be people where that's a no. So when Brian suggested that I do a magazine, it just struck me, yeah, that makes sense, because people can just read little bits and go with it and get something. And I did put one little story in. I'd like to do more of that, Batool. You suggested that possibility.
Yes.
And I
Yes,
think it's
yes.
very helpful. So I'm gonna try and make that a good part of the magazine. And then around that same time, there came the thought of people who, well, actually, my youngest daughter has asked me to do this for a while. And that is to make a podcast, because she listens to podcasts. That's one of her things. When she's doing work and doing other things, she'll listen to podcasts. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I could do that. I have, and I thought I was, I have this show with all of you and other people that have been on. And it's like, wow, it's kind of like a podcast. And then I have other shows that I've done in the past, which I'm going to put on the podcast also. So that was pretty exciting to me, because some people learn better and like the experience of just listening. And some people prefer to watch a video. Not that there's a lot going on in these videos, but maybe they would like that. So that's why that gets put up on YouTube and shared out into the world. So, because I've had in my mind for a long time that people learn differently.
True.
And so,
yeah, especially it seems like the younger folks, they prefer, rather than reading something, they just want to watch a quick YouTube, or they want to, as you say, listen to a podcast as they're, traveling or whatever.
right.
Doing dishes.
Right. Yeah.
Cooking supper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out jogging or.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Out for a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
So.
All right. Well,
now another thing. Okay. So we have the Zoom show. Now the book, the magazine, the podcast. The other thing that is kind of looming up is affiliate program. I would really, that's going to get created also, so that people can earn money by sharing this and having the people they share it with purchase something. Then they'll get money for that. And I would really like that, especially at this time when people could use something like that, and for them to share this information. Oh, yes, maybe. Okay. Anyway, so that's coming up. I'm not sure exactly when it will take form, hopefully quickly. But it's been bubbling up for a while now. Okay, the other thing is I wanted to make a special offer for today, maybe through the end of the year or something. Any thoughts? Because I didn't come up with one. So I had different things here and there. And anything that you think people would make things easiest for them. I guess that would be.
Well, people giving testimonies about the one rule. That would be interesting.
Aha.
Yeah, maybe like a short little video testimony of what, how they used it in their family.
Right.
But I don't know, maybe people would think that's too personal or something. I don't know. I mean, a written testimony is okay, but video testimony is much more interesting.
Right.
But,
well, I have one. I have one on my website. Anyway, which is it's really great, I think. So, and I know what you're saying.
Brian might do one. I mean, he's got lots of material there with his granddaughter and all.
Right. I will ask him. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we should quickly ask the children as well that after they are witnessing one rule in their family, how they are feeling now. They are feeling, especially the kids, because you started for the kids in the initial state.
Yeah. They're the ones that actually taught this to me.
Yeah. So their feelings will matter a lot if they speak about it.
Well, I think that our project, Batool, is a really good one. And I have a lot of hope for it. So. I'm not going to announce it right now, but I'm going to I'll tell you, Leslie, later.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit remiss because I haven't contacted the Blessed Family Department yet, but I did get the email of who to write to, and I wrote it down somewhere.
Cool.
Yeah. Too much to do. Too little energy and time. Yeah. But when I find that email again, I'll send it.
Well, see, now I should send you. Oh, are you on my list? You are, aren't you, right?
Well, I donate $1 a month. Does that make me on your list?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, how do I get on your list?
That makes you a member of the member site.
Okay.
In fact, that was kind of the idea I had, that for this time to make the member site $1 again. $1, and anybody that signs up now can get into the member site for $1, and they can get locked in at that price instead of $19. So
a month.
Good idea.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, $19 a month is probably steep for a lot of families.
Yeah, so $1 should be workable. maybe that will be the special offer for now.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will put that up.
So how do I get on your list? What is your list?
You go to the website, www.happykidsco.com, and there is a sign, where you can sign up.
Subscribe also.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And okay, so the special offer is going to be to get access to the members site where I put everything. I haven't put all the latest things, but I'm going to keep adding to that member site. But it has lots, right? I have the concept of immerse yourself. Well, there's a lot to immerse yourself in, including the newer things. Like I do have the one rule training on there. I'm not sure if I have the book on there, but I'm going to put it up, and I'll embed the magazine and have maybe access a way to access the podcasts, and I could access these videos on there too.
So if someone's not a member, can they have access to your website?
They can get to my website, but not the member site.
Oh, I see. Okay. But they can get an idea of what you have and what you represent on the website.
I'm going to have to, yeah, they can get an idea. They can get an idea. But I think that this came up before, and I need to do more on that so that they can get a better idea. So.
Okay. So if someone from the Blessed Family Department became a member for $1, then, and she's on the member site, and then she sees something that would be helpful for people, could she take that and put it on the Blessed Family news site?
That would be okay with me. I mean, my primary goal is to get this out there.
Yeah. Of course, she needs to talk to you. She needs to talk to you. Yeah.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So once I get this computer problem solved, excuse me.
Bless you.
Onward and upward.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Very nice.
Thank you so much, Miss Karen. I just want to say in the end, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you.
Yes.
Yes.
You and I will be together on Christmas.
Batool. Yeah. Batool, you have a celebration at this time of year?
Basically, in my country, there are Christians also, and different religions. People are over here, so they celebrate. New Year is being celebrated, and there are many friends, and so they celebrate Christmas as well, and there are parties going on. But due to Corona, restrictions have been done over here as well. But I wish everyone the religions, festivals, because I'm happy, because festival actually it's for happiness, and I feel happy for that. For everyone.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
So Merry Christmas. Remember me in your prayers, please. And a Happy New Year in advance. May this new year 2021 be blessed for everyone, and we get rid of this Corona as soon as possible, because I'm hearing news about the third virus imitating from Corona in different countries, and again the lockdown has started. May God have mercy.
Oh dear. Okay.
So take care and remember me in your prayers, please. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Batool.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Karen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care,
Bye.
Miss Karen. Bye-bye. Bye.
Yes.
Too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.